What's going on, sports card hobby family? It is another day. It is another sports card video. How the heck is everybody doing? Today we are going to talk about autograph inscription cards and why they are the present and will be the future. And I think there will be an added twist to them later on down the line for chase cards in today's sports card hobby. Before I get started, huge thanks to today's video sponsor, COMC.com, your home for buying, selling, and flipping all the hottest trading cards. Their consignment marketplace now home to over 33 million trading cards from baseball's biggest stars like new Dodger Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, and Mookie Betts, to Marvel favorites like Spider-Man, Thor, and Captain America. COMC has something for every type of collector, so make sure to visit COMC.com today. I've got links in the video description as well as in the pinned comments below to start your COMC journey today. All right, before I get started on this topic, a couple of random thoughts that I wanted to just throw out there into the universe. First one, announcement tonight, we've got Off-Centered, Neo Cards and Comics, and Flippin' Steve will be joining up tonight at 8:30 Eastern, a little bit earlier than usual. I have to catch a very early morning flight tomorrow, so we're not going to be going all night, but we will start at 8:30 Eastern for Off-Centered, talking about all the latest hobby topics as well as comments. We'll be in the chat. I'll be 15 minutes behind as usual on the chat comments, but that's just how we roll. Also, I wanted to shout out to some gem rate data that had recently popped up. They are putting together a universal pop report. They've started to get this thing going. I've had some access to it on the back end for a little while. Very, very cool tool. And I think over time, it's really going to be a huge bonus to hobbyists out there. There's no charge currently for it. I don't know if there ever will be. Ryan will, I'm sure, probably address that at some point down the line, but very interesting data. Shout out to channel sponsor partner SGC that was named in this report as well, gaining market share in the month of November. And just have to call out the fact that these guys have really been gaining market share for the last, 2+ years now in sports cards. You know, when we look at, of course, PSA is the big conglomerate for grading cards in general as far as volume is concerned, but they have really kind of mixed it to where they're really 50-50. They're TCG half of the time, and half the time sports cards are grading about 500,000 sports cards a month, and SGC is up over 100,000, far ahead of the other competitors on the sports card side. So a shout out to the SGC folks, are doing a great job. Look forward to seeing what they've got in store in 2024. All right, let's talk about today's topic, because my goodness, man, if you are on IG, if you're on YouTube, all the conversation right now, and really rightfully so after I watched this Tom Brady Expos commercial that Topps had put out, basically just kind of talking about a what-if scenario if Tom Brady had ended up an Expo instead of a New England Patriot. And it's very, very well done. So Topps, again, on the marketing side, again, I know on the QC side and some of the other stuff, they've got work to do, but my God, on the marketing side, they just nail this stuff. And what a way to sell Bowman Draft and have, what's funny is, a retired NFL quarterback. Granted, he is the GOAT, but still, it's funny how the main focus is Tom Brady and not on the baseball players, the main draw in the entire product. But what I want to talk about today are inscription autographs and how this is going to be the next evolution. It's already shown itself with card manufacturers to create excitement with a chase. What have we seen really over the last few years? Autograph cards. You know, people are buying hobby boxes, they're buying blasters, they're hoping to get autos out of these boxes. That's kind of a big chase. And a lot of people complain, oh, I got this random player's, autograph that I didn't care about. You're looking for like that big prospect auto or whatever. But now the new wrinkle, and it's clear here, and I think it's going to be more and more of a thing, is the inscription. Adding a fun inscription to just add a new wrinkle to it. Plus, it's fun, and it's also an extra thing that player, coach, celebrity did that differentiates that card from all the other regular autograph cards. I mean, if you look, one of the big buys I had this year, and granted, this is not a pack-pulled card, but you've seen kind of an uptick in this as well with vintage rookie card autos and that sort of thing. It's Drew Brees autograph, but it says Cool Breeze as the inscription on really one, if not his best rookie card. I know people argue with me, it's the Contenders auto. This card looks way better, the black refractor number 200, just aesthetically, than his Contenders auto. I know the big Tom Brady Contenders kind of drives the others, and that's what makes football contender autos, very popular. But the Brees black refractor number 200, I couldn't pass this one up as just a very unique collectible. If it did not have the inscription, if it was just signed by Brees, I would think that's a really cool card. but I don't know if I would have picked it up. It was the added inscription that made it all worthwhile for me personally for that particular card as a huge Drew Brees PC guy. Saw a huge buzz last year when Pete Weber, who is a pro bowler, I think he might be retired now, Pete Weber, Walter Ray Williams Jr., these were like the big bowlers going back to the 90s. And he had a funny meme that, the I am him meme. Leaf was smart enough to get this guy to sign a certain amount of them in their on-card autos with the inscription of the I am him type deal. And on the secondary market, these things, they're asking huge money for these cards. I mean, these are very popular cards. And this is a pro bowler that's a part of a meme. And this is where manufacturers, I think, getting a little bit more creative. I can't remember who the baseball player was, but drew like a mustache on with his autograph just to kind of be funny. But then it adds flavor, it adds personality. Because look, we collect cards to get closer to that athlete. Oh man, we're a big fan of that athlete, and the sports memorabilia, the sports cards, it's kind of us having that connection with an otherwise pro athlete or celebrity that we wouldn't be able to be friends with because they're so famous, etc. So this is a kind of a connection point. But when you have a card like this, it really just changes the game, I think, for the hobby if this becomes more and more of a thing. Tom Brady, of course, has got the big chase right now. The one-of-one Superfractor auto was pulled day one, but there is still the chase. $500,000 bounty for the number 12 out of 50. Of course, his number was number 12. And of course, it's got a funny inscription of, hey, if baseball doesn't work, there's always football, and he signed it. You can have a lot of Tom Brady autograph cards, but that one is different because of the way he signed it, added the inscription. It makes it that much more memorable. And you have to give card companies credit because I know there's a lot of focus around manufactured scarcity, gimmicks, and that sort of thing. And I totally get it, but this is creativity that's needed because this is the problem with Drew Brees. Drew Brees has already signed a zillion things, and guess what? He's probably got another zillion things to sign. So if I'm buying a Drew Brees autograph card, I'm looking for what are the differentiators. Is the set a great set? Does it come with a great patch? Is it a game-used patch? It's on-card auto. You're looking for kind of all these things. If you're adding in fun inscriptions, it really helps that collectible. Because remember, these are collectibles. What's collectible about it? If it's not scarce, then I think if you're kind of a deep collector, you're like, okay, well, I could get this whenever I want. But if there's kind of a cool chase, we're all looking for that chase. And what's interesting, and I think we all get kind of bored with, we're chasing a logo, man. We're chasing a shield. We're chasing an autograph. What's going to make this thing different? What's going to make these cards and this memorabilia different moving forward? This is that added thing. On the non-sports side, I collect Stranger Things cards. I'll post a picture. Callie plays number 8 in Stranger Things. She was in season 2. And I don't know if anyone put her up to it. I don't think so because none of the other characters I noticed signed like this, but she signed her name and then she put a little smiley face and then she wrote Stranger Things on this particular card that I bought. Most of the other cards that she signed are just her name, or maybe there's a heart, maybe there's a smiley face, but I haven't seen another one where she wrote Stranger Things on it. I picked it up because I was like, man, that's a cool collectible that's different than all the other ones that she signed. Millie Bobby Brown does not have on-card autographs that are pack pulled. So this is one where somebody sent it away to her or got it in person. She signs it 011 for 11 here, and that's kind of been her typical signature because she's well known, of course, for Stranger Things, but now she's, I think, 20 years old. She's ready to move on from this. She's ready to move on to other projects. She's not going to be signing 11 anymore. She's going to just sign, she has a new autograph where it's just MBB. And so I think it's kind of cool to have an autograph from the time period that relates to the character. You look at a lot of the Star Wars collectors, they're looking for, the autograph on a card for the character. Harrison Ford signs different things, 8x10s or whatever, but what do people pay big money for? They pay big money for a Harrison Ford autograph, especially on-card autograph, that is tied to Han Solo. That's what they want. Mark Hamill can sign an autograph for, he does the animated voice for the Joker. He could sign a picture of the Joker, the animated Joker with his signature on it. But what gets big money? Star Wars cards with Mark Hamill's signature on it. On the Stranger Things side, Jamie Campbell Bower's the guy that plays the big bad Vecna in season 4. And I noticed this popped up in my feed the other day where it was $99 to mail into him, and he'll sign it in January. And there is a box there, add inscription, for $15 or something like that. And I was like, I wonder if I could have him just sign "It's Time," because for Vecna that was like in the show, it was like when he says like "It's time," that means like basically he's coming for you. And so I thought that would be kind of cool to get a, to get a Vecna card signed by him with an inscription. It's time. It's a unique collectible. We're all curating a collection that at the end of the day, we want to look at it and be like, every single piece that we're looking at, we're like, damn, that's cool. That's what we're all striving for, really. And so this is the type of stuff I think as we move forward, this is going to be the thing. But what's the added wrinkle? What's the added wrinkle that they're going to do next? I think as they as they go through the motions here, there's going to be game used memorabilia from a specific game notated on a card. So think about it. You've got the auto, you've got a cool inscription, but maybe you've got a piece. I don't know how big the piece is. They'd have to kind of work that design, because if you look at the Brady card, he's got a fairly long inscription on that big chase, that 12 out of 50, and then he's got his signature. Where's the room for the memorabilia? But kind of keeping the wheels turning, you've got NBA Finals Game 7 or whatever, and this is a piece of the jersey from that. That is the stuff. That's the stuff that's going to really draw the big money, because let's face it, sports memorabilia, sports cards, autograph cards, it's a saturated market. It's just saturated. More and more guys sign. Of course it's cool. But once you have a few Drew Brees autographs, then you're kind of looking at it like, what's different about this one than the other 1,000 I can go buy on eBay? Those are going to be the questions that collectors / speculators / investors are asking as we move forward into the future. And it looks like, I think that Topps is ready to answer the call. And maybe it's Panini. Leaf is already doing this. There's all the manufacturers, I think, are smartening up. So for all the things that I know we complain about when it comes to high prices on product or manufacturers screwing up QC, this, I hope they really lean into this. This is the stuff that we want. This is the stuff, guys. All right. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.